Hey everybody, welcome to the 2020 Central Singers Incorporated Show Choir Banquet. Never in my life did I think that we would be doing something like this virtually, and I would prefer not to, but that is kind of the hand we're dealt right now. So tonight, I hope that you're able to take some time to reflect, to smile, to enjoy thinking about your year, thinking about all the accomplishments and wonderful things that you did. We're going to start the show tonight by replaying the speech that I gave right before your Heart of America virtual performance. And then we're going to have student talks from Joel Trazowich, Ricky Reedus, Anna Wynn, Nick Vasquez, Laura Sitz, and Sam Ferenkrug. We will also have our special certificates or our special awards that we give that are voted on by you. We will also hear your ballot again, and just get ready for it because I'm so excited. In the middle of the banquet comes the finest moment of all moments, the Reese speech. I know, right? 15 minutes of packed information in probably the most boring and speech you've ever heard in your life. But I hope you know that during that time, it all comes from the heart. I know I'm not always the best to listen to, and I know I drone on, but I've got some thank yous to give out, and I really want those people to know how much we love them. And I also want you to know how appreciated you are and how much I just thought your year was awesome. So even if you can't listen the full 15 minutes, listen for like, I don't know, 14 and a half or something. Just give it a listen. You'll be okay. I promise you'll survive. But I hope you enjoy tonight. Smile a lot. Go up to the refrigerator for a moment, get some food, and act like it's a banquet, and then dance around the room together. All right? I love you guys. Have fun watching. Hey, Central Singers Incorporated. I just wanted to thank Heart of America for giving us the opportunity as directors to come on and record a video to let you know how much you mean to us and how much we miss you and how life is so different without you. I'm sure some of you are feeling the same things that we are, but life is so incredibly different as a teacher when you don't have your students in front of you. We really miss you a lot. I'm excited to share in this virtual competition day with you. As you know, with me and for you too, competition days are so important, and it's such a vital part of the process of show choir. And along with those days come excitement and the smells, deodorant, boys, competition food, the nervousness, the strategy of going into first round and then trying to figure out how to strategize for the evening finals, the warm-ups, that closeness that you get to share, the sweat, and always being able to take an opportunity to celebrate together as a team. And what a great year we had this year. You know, when you reflect on it, 3 grand championships, 3 best choreography, 2 best vocals, 2 best band, getting the opportunity to watch Sam Ferenkrug win Best Male Soloist twice and Angela Torres winning Best Female Soloist. And I think this year even surpassed all of our own expectations. So I wanted to tell you that I miss you. I love you guys. I'm proud of all of you. I hope you'll always remember what it means to set goals, to then work hard and persevere, to learn, to succeed, but also to fail, and what it truly means to be a part of a team and part of a huge family like we are. This year will always hold a special place in my heart. And thanks to my colleagues Emily Schronk and Reed Keller, our choreographer Andy Haynes, who I've worked with for 21 years, for all of his incredible work. A huge thank you to Gail McInnes Productions for their continued work with our costuming, and to the incredible administrative team at Central under the guidance of probably the best principal you could ever ask for, Mr. John Flynn. We will celebrate together soon, Blue Devils, I promise, at our virtual banquet. But until then, go Blue.
Hi, my name is Joel Trazowich, and I was a 4-year member of show choir. So, the most important thing that I wanted to express today was thank you. Thank you to everyone who's watching this and everyone who supported us throughout the season. Thank you to my 2 older brothers who are the people who introduced me to show choir. Thank you to all of the parents and the volunteers, especially the show choir moms and the parents who traveled with us. I truly appreciate all of your guys' hard work and time that you gave to us. This season would not have been possible without you. Thank you to the pit. You guys are incredibly talented and such a vital part of CSI and Blue Vibes. Thank you to the crew. As always, you guys did amazing this season, and I know your role in show choir can be thankless, but I am really grateful for all of the long hours and hard work that you guys have dedicated to this program. Thank you to the performers. Thank you to BV for coming to all of CSI's performances, sitting in the front row and cheering us on. All of the hype and good energy you guys sent us really brought out our best performances. CSI, thank you for the amazing season. Through all the grueling camps and sore feet, we were able to make CSI history. I believe that the most amazing thing about us as a group was our determination. Every single one of us went out there and we performed at 110% on that stage. Every performance we went out there and we fought for our place at the top. You guys gave me a place to belong in times of uncertainty, and I have too many memories to list, but a few of my personal favorites include when the girls tried on the lime green dresses for the first time and just the horrified reactions. Getting to fill in Antoine's spot for guys choreography and get to dance like a man, not gonna lie, I kind of killed it. And just those moments up on that stage when we were pumping the trophies in the air and cheering. Many of you probably saw me and thought that I was losing my mind, and I probably was just a little bit, but beyond the sheer joy and unbelievable excitement we shared on those stages after our wins, I am thankful that I was able to spend my 4 years of high school in show choir. Thank you to my friends. I met many of you guys through show choir, and I'm so thankful that I was able to spend the last couple of years with you guys. Shaisha, you've been my #1 supporter since day one, and I will be eternally grateful that you went out of your way to befriend me. You have become an extremely important person in my life, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for us. Angela, I can't believe the first conversation we had was only a year ago. I feel like I've known you forever. You're remarkably talented, and I'm proud to be your friend. Thank you for being my go-to person. Thank you to the choreographers, Ben and Andy, or as I have affectionately called them, the Bald Brothers. It has been a privilege to learn from you both, and I'll carry my knowledge of ponying and pot-a-berrying, spelled pot-I-berrying, with me for the rest of my life. Thank you to the directors. Thank you, Keller, for always being the happiest and the most smiley person in the room. You make me want to be that happy so I can just spread that joy to other people. Thank you to Shronk for helping me understand my growth as a person and singer from freshman to sophomore year, and I'm sorry that I never got to sing No Time With You again. I was really looking forward to Solo Fest. And thank you to Reese, one of the weirdest, not gonna lie, but also kindest and most empathetic teachers I've ever had. On one of CSI's not so great days, I distinctly remember you saying to us, "As much as you might try, I'm never going to give up on you." And I believe that this phrase clearly depicts your passion and dedication to your students, and you have given us all so much, and I don't know if we can ever really explain to you how grateful we are to have had you as our director. And finally, thank you to my parents. Being able to participate in show choir is all thanks to my parents. Not only have they supported me in my endeavors through show choir, but they have taken true interest in the show choir culture, the competitions, and just me as a performer. Beyond show choir, you guys have given me so much that I don't think I could ever thank you guys enough. And with this, the show choir season is over, but I will never forget the gifts that each and every one of you guys have given me. I love you all, and I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe in this time. Goodbye.
Hey, it's Rick here, and I'm here doing my show choir senior speech. Um, I just really want to start this off by saying how much I love all of you, and I'm so happy that we could share the love for show choir. That's how I want to start this off because that's what this is about, and it's over now for me. But there's just a few things I want to talk about. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. I want to talk about the things we overcame that could have held us back this year. There were multiple competitions where we just didn't. The mental energy, our collective, kind of fell off sometimes just because of the talkative energy that we have as a group. And we can all admit that, and that's okay. But we overcame that every time. And I think that's just amazing. I think that was just an amazing part about last year, and I'm so happy that it could be part of my show choir experience with my fellow show choirians. Okay. Um, the boys. I want to talk about the boys. Okay. The boys, they worked very hard this year, and I'm proud that it didn't feel like anybody was being left behind. We were all consistent with each other. If there was a mistake, then there were multiple people that had that same mistake, and that's okay, because then we know that we all have something to fix, and that's good. And sometimes individuals do have mistakes. We don't care. We care about our brothers. The girls do well as well. I enjoyed them last year. They had their ups and down hooplas, but it is okay now. It is all in the past. It was just an experience, and I'm that I could have it with all of you. The next thing I would like to talk about is the directors. This is all live. I don't fake my videos. Don't care. The directors, Mr. Reese and Emily Schronk, and even Reed Paul Keller. I am thankful for all of you and the opportunities that you have given me to grow as a person and a musician. And I think a lot of people can agree with that. We're all grateful to have you, and I knew Reese, you are the biggest reason I wanted to come to Central. You just had this energy and charisma about you that I knew I wanted to be around to help me grow. And that I didn't know much about you. I just felt that, and that just I gravitated in. I was very, very scared. Hey, I was very, very scared to sing for you the day I came to audition at Central with my Johnny Depp, Sweeney Todd, whatnot, hoopla, the intro. But I'm glad I got to do that, and that instantly made me grow. North was a great experience, and I'll talk briefly about that. My experience at North was very fun. I did get to meet a lot of people. That's the greatest thing about show choir. When you're at a competition, you get to see all these people, and all these people make you see something new about yourself. And that's beautiful. It's just great. Even directors, talking to other directors, they can show you stuff about yourself. Like we're all brain fart, but we're all just acting according to what we see, basically. You know what I mean? Like someone shows you something and they do that. Someone smiles a lot, and then you're like, dang, I'm the type of person that wants to smile a lot. And so you become that person, and that helps you grow. And a lot of our directors helped. They were just very inspirational. I feel like I have a good grasp on music now. This last year in choir was absolutely amazing with the show choir group. I think that is pretty much all I have to say about show choir this year. I think I'll finalize it by saying it's amazing that we got 3 grand champs. We did work for that, and I can't wait to see what CSI continues to do in the future. Ricky out.
Hey guys, let's dive on in. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I had hoped that my senior year we would get at least 1 grand champion win. Just to have that experience once in a season is an amazing, fulfilling feeling. I never imagined that I'd get that experience 3 times in 1 year. It's so humbling to think how far this group has come in just the 4 years I've been here. I love that we still aren't even one of those groups that expects to win. Each and every time CSI was announced as grand champion, it was special because we had to work for it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. The past 4 years have been filled with countless memories and feelings that I will miss. Like when summer has just started and you're waiting 8 years in anticipation for Mr. Reese to post all the show music on Facebook. That first day of camp in June when you can just smell Andy entering the PAC. Trying to figure out what on earth the choreography was when coming back in the fall. Trying to figure out if it was like this or if it was like this. I will miss cheering on BB a little too hard with half-curled hair at 10 a.m. Watching other show choirs and watching Laura fall in love with every boy who has a solo, most notably the captain, in Ankeny Centennial's Titanic-themed show our freshman year. Most importantly, I'll miss wearing the red jacket around at competitions and just feeling so proud to belong to Central High School and CSI. With that said, one of our critique judges said something this year that I really loved, and that was, how can you really judge art? This is something I've always thought about with show choir, because sure, you can measure the cleanliness of choreography or the choral sound of each choir, but how accurately can you really put some art above other art? Winning has been so much fun, but it's never been my favorite part of show choir. Being able to share our show with so many people and get to see what other schools are bringing to the table has definitely been what it's all about for me. I don't know if you guys noticed this year or not, but the audience reactions at the end of our shows have been absolutely insane. And that's not just parents and Blue Vibes. Many of the people cheering for us are people who just genuinely love our show. They're the same people I have heard in competition hallways throughout the years, saying how much they enjoyed us and that we should have won. The same people my parents were sitting next to at Naperville, a competition where nobody knew who the heck we were, who asked them if they've ever heard of this CSI group before because, holy cow, they're amazing. Having the judges love our show is great, but knowing whole audiences of people from all over the Midwest love our show gives me much more personal satisfaction and makes me incredibly proud to be a part of this group. There are so many people to whom CSI owes its success, way beyond just those of us who are seen on stage. We are lucky to have an incredible pit and a hardworking crew who dedicate their time and energy to this group. We also have so many amazing parents who have given their time and effort as well, so that we can have costumes, food at camp, and move our stack faster. We owe a huge thank you to every single one of these amazing people. And of course, our 3 directors. Mr. Keller, the director of our amazing Best Band Winning Pit. This year, I watched Keller step on a packet of ketchup and then realized the ketchup on his pants 20 minutes later. It was the highlight of my day. So thank you, Mr. Keller, for all you do. We all got our start with Mrs. Schronk and Blue Vibes, and we would not be where we are today without her. Thank you so much, Mrs. Schronk, for being such a kind and caring mother figure to us all. And to Harper, of course. Finally, Mr. Reese. I don't think we fully understand how lucky we are to have him as our director. His humor is priceless, and he genuinely cares about each and every one of us and does the most to make everyone feel happy and included. As a very shy and nervous freshman, I didn't even talk to Mr. Reese for basically my whole freshman year, and he still likes to make fun of me for it. But I'm so glad he didn't just give up on me, because I owe a lot of my personal growth to him. Thank you, Mr. Reese, for everything. To my fellow seniors, it feels like just yesterday we were getting dropped off for our first day of camp at the Adler. It absolutely stung to not perform our final show together after these 4 years, but I think we can all agree this past season has been an incredible last one. To all of CSI 2019 to 2020, thank you for being the group I will remember for the rest of my life. If high school had to end early, I'm so glad this season with this group was my final adventure. I wish every single one of you the best in your future adventures as well, and I'm so excited to see what this group does in 2021. Thank you, and I hope I get to see you all again very soon.
Hey guys, it's that time. It's the Reese speech time, the dreaded Reese speech. It takes so long. Well, get over it because I get to talk about you for about 15 minutes and I can't wait. So let's go. This is not the way I thought that we were going to have our banquet this year, but I'm still so glad that we're able to have it together virtually. It has been a joy to post the senior spotlights on Facebook and Twitter and watch all of the great comments come in. You guys are totally worth it, and I'm glad that people are sharing their love for you and that you're having some kind of closure to this year. I miss you guys a ton, and I really wish we could have competed in Florida, as after watching the Heart of America live feed, it seems like we would have done very well. The person that started Heart of America was texting me during the show, and he said, I know your kids would have had an amazing time at HOA Orlando, and from the looks of the other videos, they might have gone away with grand champions as well. And what a year you did have. So let's get to some thank yous and let's get this rolling. We are so fortunate to work with Gail McInnes Productions out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. She does a phenomenal job. We've been so fortunate to work with her for a number of years, but there's always work that needs to be done back home. We have been so fortunate to have our own rock stars right here at Central High School. Led by Anna Hovey this year, we also had an amazing team of moms that worked hard and included Sharon Connard, Jane Blackman, Linda Lamp, Amy Gonzalez, and Carol Furch. They gave so freely of their time, and they gave so much time. They allowed me to do my job by doing their job, and they did it very well. So I wish we could clap for them, but I just want you to give a couple claps at home. So thank you to our costume moms. When Carrie Underwood sang the song Jesus Take the Wheel, do you think she was talking about Jeremy Thompson? I'm not suggesting that Jeremy be compared to the right hand of the big guy, but let's just think about this. Jeremy is patient, Jeremy is kind, Jeremy loves everyone. Just saying. Anyway, he helped to lead our amazing crew. He kept us on time with our unloads and loading, and most of all, he kept us organized. He is amazing with our students. He is a great leader, and he's such a calming influence during an already stressful day. I'm so thankful for Jeremy, and I love that you all love him too. Thank you, Jeremy. We are so fortunate to work with wonderful parents. You have helped with premiere, including food and reception committees. Many of you helped with Great River. We had nearly 70 parent volunteers that helped with the annual Christmas tree partnership with the Davenport Noon Optimists. You have also helped with other fundraisers, being show choir homeroom monitors and chaperones, and many of you have either volunteered to bring or serve food during the show choir choreography weeks. You all made a difference. No matter if you think your contribution was big or small, we cannot thank you enough. Thank you to the parents. And before I get too deep into the speech, I need to thank our amazing crew under the guidance of Anna Hovey. Thank you to all of you for your never-ending work to make our show better. We have an amazing crew. And thank you to all the crew dads that helped this year. This was new to us. All these dads that we had on hand to help us set up the risers. It was fun having you on stage with me at the beginning of every show. You did more than just set up the risers. You helped calm me down. You helped make us all laugh. And you continue to establish our desire to make CSI a family. And I'm so thankful to the amazing educators I work with to make our shows great. Andy Haynes and I have worked together as a team for 21 years. Mrs. Schronk and I have worked together for 15 years. And of course, our fabulous pit director, Mr. Reed Paul Keller, just finished his 5th year at Central. Our goal has always been the same: to get the most out of students, to push toward goals they never even dreamed of achieving, and using placements as a motivator, but not making placements become the main and only thing. My favorite time of any competition day is the moment we find out where we've placed, and like a group of detectives, we start to figure out what more the judges want from us. Mrs. Schronk and I sometimes meet for up to an hour discussing the CSI strategy for finals and how we're going to run warm-ups that night. Mr. Keller and I discuss the band notes, or maybe what we're going to cut, or maybe we're going to add something, just anything. Mr. Keller takes the notes from the meeting and relays them to the band, and I take the notes and get you ready and primed for the evening. It is complete teamwork from your teachers, with the sole purpose of helping you place higher and perform stronger. I love that I have a trusted colleague in Mr. Keller where I can stand out in the audience to watch the CSI show. It gives me a better perspective where I can take mental notes during the show, and I know exactly what we need to fix to make the evening show better. And I love that I have a great colleague in Mrs. Schronk that prepares Blue Vibe students for the opportunity to be in Central Singers. And I say this every year. I get a lot of credit for the success of Central Singers, but how could we do what we do without the outstanding work of Mrs. Schronk to prepare students for the next step, and for Mr. Keller for getting the band to play so dang well? I hope someday you are lucky like me and can be in a job that you love and also work with your friends. I can't imagine doing anything else or being anywhere that I would consider to be better. My family is an incredible support for me, and I mean it when I say I cannot do this job without them. I have a best friend in my wife that takes care of everything once show choir season hits, and she is so incredibly patient with me. She's patient with my time away from home. and the coma-like state I sometimes enter into on Sundays during the year. My son walks around and sings the show choir songs all year, and it helps me to see the joy of show choir from a child's eyes. My daughter helps, along with my wife. She helps me critique shows, take notes for the Monday rehearsal after competitions, and offers advice. Plus, it is still a continued joy to talk with her about arrangements and hear her ideas, many of which we perform year after year. I'm so incredibly grateful for the love they show me every day as a family, the endless support they give, and the encouragement they give me so I can be at my best for you. I wish you could all stand and applaud them right now. But if you want to, go ahead. I'll wait. I'll give you a chance to do it. Yay, Reese's! Way to go, Reese family! Yay! And now to you guys. I will always remember this group as the largest CSI group ever assembled. And we added 15 risers to the stage. Thanks, Andy! Last year's group was well prepared and very talented, and people continued to tell me we probably would have an okay year this year, but nothing too spectacular because we lost so many talented seniors, and large groups sometimes do not work well together. And while we did have our fights this year, we did have our power struggles, and we did have our normal, I can't work around him or with her anymore, especially early in the year. I will always remember this group as a group that was willing and ready to fight and never wanted to settle for anything but your best. Also, I quickly found out you weren't too happy to settle for second place either. But isn't that the true definition of a family? You won't always get along. You won't always see eye to eye. There will sometimes be power struggles, but in the end, you are all there for each other. You can pick each other up. You are willing to fight for each other, and you never want to settle for anything but your best. This family bond you were creating made a hard-working and tenacious ensemble. Do you by chance remember that we also reblocked the show 3 different times? It was a pain, but you kept your eyes on the prize and refused to give up or allow those moments to set us back. Well, we started with premiere this year, and you gave what I thought was the best performance that I've ever seen during a premiere. Then we went to North, and you placed first in Class 4A and were named Grand Champion and Best Band over a new and hungry group in Iowa City Liberty. Sam Fahrenkrug was also named Best Male Soloist. Then we traveled to Mount Pleasant, where we placed first in Class 4A and were named again Grand Champion with Best Vocals, Best Choreography, and Best Band over what has turned into a bit of a rivalry in Cedar Rapids Xavier. Sam Fahrenkrug was once again named Best Male Soloist, and Angela Torres was named Best Female Soloist. Then we traveled to Naperville North. I know this competition seems like an ouch on our record this year, but I truly believe this was our best competition of the year. We left very early in the morning, traveled to a new competition, were one of the first groups to go in a lineup of champions. It was really tough, but do you remember how hard you worked leading into Naperville? Do you remember how focused you were that day? Do you remember our incredible warm-up in the afternoon and how good it felt? Do you remember how the crowd were and how many of them hadn't seen us before? And do you remember how they reacted? The screams, the cheers, the organic and honest reaction from the crowd. I remember that made you feel like champions, and you felt amazing about your performance. It just solidifies the creed I have every year for you, that we can't control the way the judges see or rank our show. We can't control other groups and how they perform. All we control is how we perform and how we decide if we are proud of our performance or not. And while it seemed like a disappointing day on paper, I think when I look back on that moment, it was one of the most defining parts of our year and who we are as a team. And it didn't hurt that we had 2 competitions to go, because now you were really hungry to perform. I asked Ricky what he would say as we were going into Western Dubuque, and he said it was time to ascend our show. I love that. We then traveled to Western Dubuque to ascend our show, and we were first in Class 4A again in overall grand champions with best vocals and best choreography. We won over Dubuque Wahlert, that does such an awesome job, and a group we never seem to beat in Cedar Rapids Prairie. It was also another great moment for us to be together with Davenport North and sit in the front row and cheer them on as they put on one of the best performances they had during the year. Then we were performing on the Adler stage for show off, giving our home performance during DC time, and then just like that, the year was over. But I'm so thankful to Heart of America for allowing us the opportunity to virtually perform for their competition and to see the other groups that were also scheduled to perform. I believe we would have done very well in Florida, and with the year you were having, I'm not sure anything or anyone would have stopped you from placing at the top. You have been one of my favorite show choirs I have taught in my entire career. You refused to quit. You refused to just accept your fate. You refused to back down. You refused to let anyone define what kind of a group you are. You had a strong desire to improve. You allowed me to be your teacher, and then you allowed yourselves the opportunity to teach, and I became your guide. And that's when we get the most done. You had an insatiable appetite to grow and to be your best. However, many of us doubted how this group would do this year. And I hope you can take your year and use it as a huge life lesson. Don't ever let anyone doubt you. If someone is better than you at something and you want to challenge them for a solo, a job, or whatever it may be, many times hard work, tenacity, and desire will beat raw talent any day. When I first arrived at Central, I kept preaching that I wanted our program to be consistent. Consistent in Division I ratings, consistent in Opus, consistent in All-State, and consistent in show choir. You are probably tired of hearing me preach the word consistent. But listen to this consistency and growth. During our first 5 years at Central, we went to 23 competitions and placed in the top 3 only 13 times. And we had a handful of caption awards. The next 5 years, we went to 26 competitions and placed in the top 3 18 times and had more caption awards, so getting stronger. And in the last 5 years, we have been to 23 competitions and placed in the top 2 16 times and then in the top 3 19 times. We have more than doubled our caption awards for vocals, choreography, and band. That's a good record. And speaking of our band, a huge shout out to Mr. Keller and Pit Nation for being a huge reason why we have improved in our placements over the years. When we step into the building, schools know they are going to have to wrestle the best band trophy away from us. Great job again this year, and thanks for your hard work to keep our group consistent. Good things come to this group because you are consistent. Be consistent in your practice, be consistent in your performance, and be consistent in your lives. Be the person people want to have employed at their company or that people want as a friend. Be the person who will consistently be a team player when others don't want to be, and strive to be the best version of yourself consistently. Sophomores and juniors, I'm looking forward to another exciting ride with you next year, and I know we will continue to achieve great things together by working as a team. Thank you to all of you for being part of Central Singers Incorporated. Thank you for being such a vital part of my existence and making me love teaching. And thank you, parents, for allowing your child to be in something that teaches them so much about who they are and what they can accomplish, and that there is more to life than simply focusing on themselves. I miss you all. I love you all, seniors. I wish you the best, and so glad that we were able to complete our normal competition schedule with you. You are a large part of our success this year, and I will miss you dearly. Enjoy the rest of the banquet. I can't wait till I can see you guys all again, and I hope that you're having a great night and that you have a great summer. I love you and miss you.
Hello, CSI. I am Nick, and this is my speech. Show choir has made more of an impact on my life than any of the activities that I've been in at Central. This place is where I've learned how to work as a team, push myself to the limits, and then farther, and where I've made a second show choir family. I had known that I had wanted to be in Central show choirs since I saw my first show at Eisenhower. and had been looking forward to auditioning ever since. Once my freshman year, I was stoked to sing my piece for the Central directors. After I had auditioned and made it into BV, I eagerly awaited my first summer camp week, a week that I still remember like it was yesterday. Even though I knew most of my class from Sudlow on the first day, I was still super nervous because of the amount of people that I didn't know. By the end of that first camp week, I had already become close with a lot of people and started to form my show choir family. I had initially thought that I would have spent so much time dedicating myself to choir at Central, but I have no regrets of dealing with the long commitments and tough times because I was able to work with you all. These past 3.5 years have been filled with ups and downs for all of us, but we've pushed through it all together. With the late nights and early mornings we've put in, it's hard not to form a companionship with each other. Throughout this past year, we've been through it all. From setting the record for most Grand Champs won, to being sent home early at Naperville. This show choir family has endured a lot, but we've managed to stick together and kick some booty this season. Even though we weren't able to go to Orlando, Corona, I bet we all have a memorable part of this season. We've also grown as a whole over these past years. Even though some of us may think that we haven't improved much during our time, I can personally attest to how much we improve. I'm not kidding. Look at the videos of me freshman year. This improvement of both us as a group, but also as individuals, is due to our amazing directors and choreographers who have given up so much to get us to where we are now. On that note, Reese, Shank, Keller, you have all made an incredible impact on my life, and I am definitely going to miss seeing you every day. I will forever relish the time that I've had with you. You've taught me more than any other teachers I've had in my life, and I've learned many more things other than singing and dancing from you all. As I continue my journey in life, I will always remember my show choir family and the great memories I've made. As for everyone who will be back next year, remember that these 4 years you have to be in this program might be the only ones that you'll experience like this. So I encourage you to make the best of the time that you have, work your butts off each and every year, and continue Central Show Choir's legacy. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Laura. First, let us say how much I miss all of you and how much I wish we were together at the center for our banquet right now. But I'm so proud of this group and everything that we've accomplished, and I can't believe that it's already been almost a whole year since our first camp. It's been so long, but I'm sure we all remember the feeling of walking into our first day of camp and Andy teaching us the correct way to walk. Or the feeling of spending a whole week in the middle of summer to learn the dance and perfect every detail, only to come back the first day of school to realize that we'd forgotten it all. Or maybe you remember the days and weeks of begging Mr. Reese to release the songs for the show, only to find out that we'd be performing yet another Fall Out Boy song. Jokes aside, there's no greater feeling for me than performing on stage with some of my best friends, and I know a lot of you feel the same way. So whether you're a senior or just a sophomore or junior, I hope you find something that you're passionate about and that will give you the same feeling. First, thank you to all of our costume moms. I'm almost positive all of us had issues with our dresses. They were too long, and then they were too short. We all know how many extra hours you put in the group, and we're so appreciative of that. We wouldn't be able to go on stage without all your hard work and dedication to the group. Thank you to our band, our best band, for being so flexible. We always make so many changes to our score and our dances, and it's amazing how easily you've been able to adapt. Special thank you to our amazing crew. Costume changes have always been the most stressful part of a show for me, but knowing that the crew was backstage to help me and zip up my dress was a huge relief. I know it was a relief to a lot of others too. Huge thank you to all of our parents. Thank you for supporting us and for being at all of our performances and for helping with the stack each week. I remember our first camp when Andy was figuring out the blocking and the stack, and I didn't think it'd be possible, but it's amazing to see how we were able to bring that many additional risers to the stage and how efficient we got at doing it. And that is hugely due to all of our parent volunteers. And a special shout out to all the parents who signed up to do the parent show for the banquet, because I'm sure you're all incredibly disappointed you didn't get to perform your amazing show for us. And lastly, thank you to all the singers and especially the seniors in the group.
Most of us have been together since freshman year, and it's been so amazing to sing and dance with you the past 4 years. Some people might not realize the work that goes into putting a show together, but we all know for ourselves the work that we put in. Thinking back to our winter camp, some of us would come to school at 7 a.m. for early bird or musical ensembles. We'd go through a whole day of school and then show up to rehearsals to sing and dance until 9 or 10 at night. And after rehearsal, we'd still hang out to put the stack away and dance to All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey, and of course, Michael Bublé's Christmas album. I know we're all looking forward to finishing our season in Florida and enjoying a good competition, but obviously it didn't happen. Some of us weren't going to go to Florida with the group anyways, so in some ways I am glad we got to spend the end of our season together with a sweep at Western Dubuque, a final show for the seniors at the Adler, and a final DC time performance at home in our beautiful Performing Arts Center. I'm so proud of this group, and I can't wait to see where the future takes us. Right now we're missing a huge chunk of our school year, but I know this is especially difficult for the seniors. We're missing our final season of sports, the musical, final concerts, prom, grad parties, state contests, and my fellow state mock trialers are missing our state competition, but at least we got to take our AP exams. It's a difficult time for all of us, but I hope we're taking advantage of this time at home. During the school year, we're all busy people and involved in so much that it can be hard to find time for ourselves and for our families, so I hope you're finding time to take care of yourselves first. We all managed to put on incredible shows despite all the little hiccups we may have had. Whether it was tripping down the stairs, sliding across the floor, or missing a few notes, we got through it together. Thank you to our directors. Reese and Keller gave us an amazing show, even if they butted heads a few times. Thank you to Shrunk for supporting us at all of our competitions, and again, Mr. Reese for hyping us up before finals, but still keeping us grounded when we needed it. We did amazing things this year, but the job continues. So if you're coming back next year, I would encourage you to think about all the times we struggled this year and think about ways we can improve for next year and be a good example to all the kids moving up. But if you're a senior, I would say good luck to you whenever you're doing next. CSI 2020 was an amazing group, and I'm so proud of all of us. I miss you all and hope we can meet together soon. Go Blue!
Bear with me, this would be a lot better in person, I think. Show choir. A word not taken lightly at Davenport Central. A word that holds more meaning to some than the words I love you. Show choir will always hold a special place in my heart. But before we get into all of that, let's go back a couple years. I was in 6th grade at Sudlow Intermediate. I was sitting on the bleachers in the gym around 10:30 a.m. I sat there quietly waiting for Central's show choir to perform for us, not but 20 feet from where I was sitting. I watched as Blue Vibes performed, and I cheered and clapped for them until my attention was locked on the much older kids standing on the sides of the risers. I watched as my brother Nick sang, danced, and performed in front of all of us. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nick wasn't the only one up there. And you're right, but in my eyes, he was the one that actually mattered. He made me really want to do show choir. So after 3 years of waiting, I finally got my chance to audition. My freshman year with Blue Vibes was amazing. I made so many memories, I had lots of fun, and I learned so much with that group. But what I didn't realize is that next year I'd be thrown into the deep end and expected to stay afloat. My sophomore year, I was placed in CSI. I was excited, as one should be, yet very nervous as this was the varsity group and I did not think that I had what it took to carry on the legacy from generations before. I learned very quickly that you really didn't have a choice. From long rehearsals to long competition days to other activities to overbooked schedules, show choir quickly engulfed my life for the better. I learned time management, leadership skills, how to perform for an audience, how to work as a group, but most importantly, it taught me how to grow up. I wouldn't be the man I am today without show choir, without Mr. Reese, Mrs. Schronk, and Mr. Keller. Without them, I would never have excelled in the arts. I wouldn't have progressed the way I did. I wouldn't be where I am without them. And Michael Reese, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. You taught me so many things. I can't even begin to address all of them for you. You've always been there for me. You've always pushed me to be the best. I learned so much from you as an artist, a leader, but most importantly as a man. show choir will give you everything you ask for, just maybe not in the way you asked for it. My senior season was quite impressive. We went undefeated in Iowa, which is something unheard of to CSI. Now, I know our season was cut a little short with the Florida trip being canceled. However, I wouldn't trade it for the world. No one warned me of how much CSI would change you once you were in the group. And I think if I would have been in CSI for my junior and senior season alone, I'd be writing a much different speech, or possibly not writing one at all. I want to thank my family for pushing me to follow my dreams, for making it possible for me to do show choir, especially with the group that I did it with this year. I would like to thank all my friends who've done show choir with me for the past 4 years, even a couple who joined late. To the guys at CSI, thank you so much for working with me and listening to me when I barely had a clue of what I was doing myself. My mom just drove past. I love you guys. Don't ever stop performing. Keep pushing and grinding next year, and also get some more guys if you can. I'm going to miss show choir like no other. And with that, I want to give my last thank you. And this one goes out to all the unsung heroes of show choir. The crew, the pit, and especially the show choir moms. And this year, a whole bunch of show choir dads. Us performers can't do our thing without you, so thank you for everything you've done. And with that, this is the last fair.
It's time for some awards. Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you really?
Yes.
Are you just saying you're ready, or are you really ready?
I'm really ready.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a date. So I had to enlist the services of my trusty helper over here, Miss Peyton. So Miss Peyton, let's go. So we're going to start in crew. The crew was able to pick some awards. I like your dance.
Thank you.
The crew was able to pick some awards this year. Well, not able to pick some awards. They wanted to pick some awards. And the crew started with Outstanding Crew Leadership. Ooh, fancy fonts. We're like Jimmy Fallon. And last year, it went to Hunter Infeld. But this year, guess what, Peyton?
What?
It stays in the Infeld family. It goes to Hayden Infeld.
Yay.
All right. Next is I think we're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Most responsible, I need a paper. Most responsible crew member. And that goes to Annie Gillespie.
Yay.
Yay! I like her clapping. We need a sound effect or something. Most organized crew member. And we had a tie.
Oh.
I know. It's very exciting. You can put that down now.
Okay.
Okay. Most organized crew member, we had a tie. The first is Joelle Smith. And the second is Naomi Kalmbach.
Yay.
All right. This is fun. Peyton, I hate to say this to you, but we had another tie.
Okay.
I don't know if your hands can move this fast with the papers and
We
everything.
will sure try.
All right. But we had the crew voted for most mother hen. Now, I'm assuming that means that you're worried about everyone and you're trying to take care of everything and everyone. Maybe, I don't know, would that be too much? Something like that? I don't know.
That works.
So the crew most mother hen award goes to Annie Gillespie and Hayden Infeld.
Woo!
All right, let's give a hand. Sweet. Nice. Now, the next award is is this what I'm doing over here? Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I'm learning her computer here. So it's called the Crew Heavyweight Award. And this goes to, you can show the paper. It goes to the person that continued to lift and move things when no one else would. And that person, it goes to Kaya McDowell. Congratulations, Kaya. Good work. The next one is called the Crew Geniality Award. And geniality means having a friendly and cheerful manner. So, I mean, it'd be like...
No, like me.
Like you?
More like
Okay,
me.
I thought it was more like me. But we had a tie again. These crazy crew kids. So our tie, it goes to Allie Post. Woohoo!
Yay.
And Naomi Kalmbach. Let's give it up for them. All right. All right, the crew wanted to award 2 non-crew members this next award called the Going Above and Beyond Award. They wanted to award these people because these people helped the crew load no matter what time of night it was or how cold it was outside. And the winners are Sam Fahrenkrug and Nick Vasquez.
Yay!
The final crew award is for an award that they came up with called Carrying the Show. Ooh. I know. What could it be? I'm so confused. The winner of the first annual Carrying the Show award goes to, drum roll, goes to, go, Jeremy Thompson.
Yay!
And that concludes our crew awards. So now let's move on to Pit. So our Pit Nation, an outstanding group of people, and Mr. Keller reached out to them and asked what awards or who they wanted to give the awards to, and let's see what they decided. Oh, I should have said off the top that these are voted for by the peers. So it's not from like the crew leader or from me or from Mr. Keller or from Peyton. It was by the peers. Outstanding Pit member in the brass section goes to the one, the only, Dennis Clemenson.
Yay!
Little technical difficulty there. The outstanding Pit member in the woodwind section, Peyton, who is?
We is.
Who is?
We is.
Who is?
We is.
Pit Nation on 3?
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Pit Nation.
Pit Nation. All
Yeah.
right, sweet.
There we go.
It goes to Trevor Christofferson. Whoa!
You didn't clap.
Oh. Outstanding Pit member in the rhythm section. Hard word to write, rhythm.
Did I spell it right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It goes to Chloe Osowski.
Yay!
Good job, Chloe. Pit Nation most valuable newcomer. Who was the person that was new this year that was so valuable? Let's find out. Peyton, flip the page. Nathan Kern. Woohoo! I can't get rid of that right there. How do I do that? Oh, that was easy. Okay. Pit Nation, the award for best leader, most valuable senior. It's a good thing this is happening at home.
Yeah.
Most valuable senior goes to Dennis Clemenson. Yay! Seriously, this is what we do all day. We just sit here and talk and laugh. Pit Nation, is it time now? Best leadership. Yes, nailed it. Best leadership goes to, I don't know if you've ever heard his name before, but it goes to Dennis Clemenson.
Woo!
Dennis is getting a lot of love in the band. Best band spirit in Pit Nation. Peyton, are you ready? Who is?
We is.
Who is?
We is.
Who is?
We is.
Pit Nation on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pit Nation. Still not as good as what he does, right?
Well, I'm not in band, so.
Well, I'm not very good. So the best band spirit goes to Trevor Christofferson. Yay! Pit Nation. Hardest working pit member. I think this is very true. This goes to Noah Thomas.
Yay!
Way to go, Noah. And the last award for Pit Nation, this is very cute. Kindest pit member. Who is the kindest pit member? Is it Mr. Keller? The kindest pit member award goes to Landon Atkins.
Woo!
And that rounds out our Pit Nation awards. Go Pit Nation. So excited for your year. Peyton, are you ready to move on?
I am so ready.
Oh my gosh, me too. So now let's move on to the Singer Awards. These were the awards that were voted on by their peers. So we start, it's a big one right away. Best Male Performer. Michael Reese. Oh, just kidding. Best male performer goes to Sam Fahrenkrug. I mean, he's okay.
Yeah.
Decent, I guess. Best female performer. Da-da-da. I thought it was going to be me, but it's not. It is Shaisha Hodges.
Ooh.
Congratulations, Shaisha. Most likely to make you laugh. Once again, I know you think it's going to be me, but most likely to make you laugh. This one was really close. It was a three-way race. Peyton, it was a nail-biter.
Mm-hmm.
The three-way race between Kylan Phillips, Keely Bean, and finally our winner for most likely to make you laugh, Ricky Jaden Reedus. Woohoo! I don't know if I'm supposed to put Ricky, Jaden, Rick, the Rickster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want, I guess.
Most improved male and female awards are next. I always love this award because show choir is not easy, and this award is the students recognizing their peers for their hard work and dedication to this particular show. So it can change every single year. Every single year. So here is the most improved male. This is very exciting. The most improved male award goes to Lamont Harris. Congratulations, Lamont.
Woo.
Most improved female. Most improved female goes to Valentine Chanou.
Woo.
We move on to best attitude. Best attitude. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, dun, dun. Goes to Keely Bean. Congratulations. Outstanding male leadership. Now all year long, we had moments during the year where many of the guys stepped up to lead. But when we voted, are you ready?
Yep.
Who is? No, just kidding. 91% of CSI picked this guy, Sam Fahrenkrug. 91%er. Nice job, Sam. Outstanding female leadership. If you don't show that, it doesn't happen.
I know.
Outstanding female leadership. Now, it doesn't get a whole lot nicer than this. Are you ready? Miss Laura Sitz. Congratulations, Laura. Most expressive performer.
I like that.
I know. It was. Oh, you didn't like that?
No.
What if I went this way?
No.
What if I went like that?
Let's just let them do it.
Okay. Most expressive performer goes to. Oh, you're not even ready. You're behind. You're mocking me, and you're not even ready.
Well, you're distracting me.
Okay.
So.
Most expressive performer goes to Kylan Phillips. Woohoo! Best shoulder to lean on. Oh, that's your head. Sorry. Best shoulder to lean on. We had a two-way tie. This is we've had so many ties this year. This is unprecedented. Best shoulder to lean on. The first winner is Maddie Smith.
Yay!
And Lamont Harris. Yay!
Yay.
Are people leaning on you right now? Is that what's happening? Most enthusiastic. Could have been a lot of you this year because many of you were just like so pumped up and so ready to go, and many of you cheered. But the person that you voted for most enthusiastic.
Oh, sorry.
Peyton Marie.
I'm so sorry.
So disappointed. It goes to. I don't know. Are we in most enthusiastic?
Yes.
Okay. Ready? It goes to Keely Bean.
Woo!
I know Keely's at home like this. All right. Best dressed at competitions. Now, we all know that I didn't get picked for this one. I wasn't even in the running. Mm-hmm. Not even one vote.
Right.
Best dressed at competitions goes to Miss.
Okay, I got it.
Katie Castle.
Woo!
All right. Now, I don't mean to make everyone at home nervous, but the next award is one that's very coveted. Best Male Hair. It's like a dogfight. It's crazy. The guys are back there schmoofing and poofing and getting their hair all ready to go. Something like that. This was a fiery competition this year, and it came down between two men with great hair. Two men, Peyton, with great hair.
Yep, it did.
It came down to two men with great hair. So let me tell you how great this hair is. When you, well, it's not a tie. Is that what you're looking for?
Oh, yeah.
It's not a tie.
Oh, okay.
We had second place and first place.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's hard to hire good help. So second place went to, now there's no certificate for this, so don't hold it up. The second place went to Lamont Hairists.
Oh, okay. Those dad jokes.
Boom books. Don't I get a sound effect or
No,
something?
I don't.
Boo.
I don't come with that.
The winner of Best Male Hair. You know it. You're sitting at home. You're like, that's me. That's me. It is Aiden Fitzgibbon.
Woo!
And the crowd goes wild. All three people watching this.
Yes.
All right. Best Female Hair. This was also a very highly contested race. It came down to 4 women.
Ooh.
The runner-ups were Evelyn Moon and Laura Sitz. But it came down to a 2-way tie. Peyton, are you ready?
Yes.
We had a tie between Hannah Williamson.
Yay.
And... Oh no.
Couldn't get it.
Sylvie Blackman.
Woo!
I think Sylvie's hair was the best because she was raised the highest on the stage.
Yeah.
And it showed more.
Right.
Something. It was close. Just a theory I have.
Or it was just good. So.
It was awesome. Congrats, Hannah and Sylvie. Most team spirit goes to Celia Hernandez.
Woo!
We have 2 awards left.
Ooh.
I know it's getting. I mean, it's hot down
Everyone's
here.
shaking in their seats.
I know. I am too. Most dedicated sophomore / junior. Because, we don't want to give the sophomores too much love and give
Right.
them their own award because that'd just be terrible.
You just wait.
So it came down to a 2-way tie. Again, another tie. But we had a lot of people fighting for this title. Here are the runner-ups. John Zames, Ina Gomez, Jacob Austin, and Meredith Sloat. And the winners are, I think it threw my shoulder out. The winners are Kylan Phillips.
Woo!
And
And
Toby Wood. Congratulations, guys. And we come down to the most dedicated senior. Not senior citizen, because I think I would have won.
Yep.
But most dedicated senior goes to Sam Fahrenkrug. All right. Congratulations to everyone. I loved seeing all of the votes come in. And even though we talked about having runner-ups and everything, except for the best male leadership one, which was a kind of a landslide for Mr. Sam, the votes were very close. Many people getting nominated for the award. So it was very exciting to see those come in. It just shows, again, the type of love you have for each other. So congrats on this round of awards. Thank you to my beautiful hostess.
whatever.
What? Something like that. Did you want to say anything to
Congratulations. It's been a good year. That's it.
It's been a great year. So let's move on with the banquet. And again, thank you for tuning in. And will we talk to them soon? All right.
Who knows?
See ya. Bye.
Uh-oh.